cricket has always been a game of numbers, runs, averages, strike rates, partnerships, but every once in a while, a match happens that refuses to live inside statistics. The 1996 World Cup quarter-final was one such night. Because what unfolded under pressure that day wasn't about technique alone, it wasn't about footwork drills or coaching manuals, it was about composure, the kind you were born with, not taught. This is the story of an innings that didn't just win a match, it defined mental strength. On one side stood Australia, disciplined, ruthless, tournament-hardened. On the other, West Indies, a once dominant empire now searching for its lost identity. The Caribbean giants no longer walked in with fear in opponents' eyes. They walked in with questions hanging over them. Were they still a force? Or just living off past glory? And in the middle of those doubts stood one man, Brian Charles Lara. Australia strike first. Pressure from ball one. Australia batted with authority, not reckless, not flashy, just controlled aggression. Boundaries came without panic. Singles came without risk. They built their innings brick by brick. When Australia finished on 207, it looked competitive. More than competitive on a pressure-filled knockout surface. For West Indies, this wasn't a chase, it was a test of nerve, and that test began to expose cracks almost immediately. Collapse. When everything starts falling apart. The chase never settled. Early wickets fell like dominoes. The scoreboard told a brutal story. 1 down, 0.2 down, 0.3 down. Every over added tension. Every dismissal tightened the grip around West Indies' hopes. The crowd could feel it. The dressing room could feel it. Even the Australian fielders could sense it. This was the moment teams usually fold. This was the moment pressure wins. But pressure met something rare that day. Enter Brian Lara, calm in the middle of chaos. While wickets tumbled around him, Brian Lara didn't change his face. No panic, no visible frustration, no reckless shots to release pressure. Just stillness. His eyes stayed quiet, his movement stayed minimal, his mind stayed 2 overs ahead of the game. Where others saw collapse, Lara saw opportunity, because great players don't ask, "What if I fail?" They ask, "How do I control this moment?" Composure is not silence, it's control. Lara didn't attack immediately. That's what made this inning special. He absorbed pressure like a sponge, soft hands. Dead bat. Precise placement. Singles became oxygen, doubles became belief. Each run chipped away at Australia's confidence. Slowly, deliberately. This wasn't domination by force, this was domination by mental balance. Australia try everything. Nothing works. Australia sense danger. They change bowlers, they tighten fields, they set traps, short ball, full ball, wide ball. Lara answered with timing, not power. He refused to rush the chase. He refused to let the moment speed him up. And that is the difference between talent and greatness. Talent reacts, greatness controls tempo. The partnership that stabilized a nation's nerves, with Roger Harper at the other end, Lara found exactly what he needed. Support, not heroics. Harper didn't try to be Lara, he tried to survive, and Lara protected him. Strike rotation, clear communication, absolute trust. Together, they rebuilt more than an innings, they rebuilt belief. When the crowd realized, this is different. There's always a moment when a crowd senses destiny shifting. Not from the scoreboard, but from body language. Australia stopped smiling, fielders stopped chatting, because Brian Lara wasn't surviving anymore, he was controlling. The boundaries started coming, not wild slogs, but classical strokes. Cover drives that whispered authority, pull shots played late and clean, every shot said the same thing, "I am not leaving today." Pressure doesn't break legends, it reveals them. Most players feel pressure as weight. Lara felt it as clarity. He knew when to attack, he knew when to defend, he knew when silence was stronger than aggression. This is what coaches can't teach. But in the end, Lara wicket fall and Australia win by 5 runs. Lara effort in vain. For more contents, please like and subscribe.